That's
your stomach.
stomach.
I wish there was a mic there.
I'm starving.
It's a missed opportunity.
It truly is. It truly is. So, we're here in the RadioRadioX Xperience lobby. And if you just take a moment to introduce yourselves, that'd be awesome.
I'm Ryan Shipley.
I'm Bri Morrison.
And these are two funny people. Maybe you can't tell just yet, but we're gonna get it out of them. So Ryan, you got an event coming up. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so Bri and I are producing the second annual Capital Region's Funniest Comic competition. It's going to happen over 8 nights, starting September 9th. There's 50 comedians battling this year, and it's all done by audience vote. And then at the end, we'll have one champion that will get a nice cash prize and a championship belt.
Belt too?
Oh my god, it's like a full WWE style belt that says like Capital Region's Funniest. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want it.
Yeah. Are you in the competition?
We are, but the voting is all based on the audiences.
Okay.
Comics can't vote. It's very transparent. It'll be fine.
So this is well, you said you got this thing running for several weeks, so it's kind of cool. Now, if you're somebody like me who has told a joke or two, but I'm thinking about it, but I've never had any, stand-up experience, should I enter into something like this, or is this just for people that have been doing it for a while?
So the nice thing is it's completely open. So we get signups in like June, July, but it was completely open. The only thing you had to do is submit a Google form and be within 50 miles of the capital region. That was it. So
Okay.
Anybody who wanted to try it first time, thought they had the chops, anybody can sign up. So we have people that probably have a decade of experience, and some people that probably have only told a joke or two.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. And I've even mentioned it to you before that, like, how I was like nominated several years in a row for Comedian of the Year, but I've never done stand-up. It's been funny a couple of times, is the way I look at it. And, I don't feel like I'm good at telling, like, prepared jokes. I think it's really hard for me to get to the punchline and still make it. I'm even one of those guys, like, you hear a joke during the day and you go home and you want to tell your wife or your significant other, and you don't even remember it properly. But man, off the cuff kind of stuff. Maybe I'd be good with like crowd work or something.
I was just thinking that might be a good option for you.
Might be.
Mm-hmm.
I might try it.
That's what all the comics are doing now, so that they don't like burn their material on Instagram. They'll post a lot of like crowd work interactions.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then coming up with, I don't know, I respect comedians so much. Because I just feel like it's something I really wish I could do.
We have open mics every day of the week. You can follow at Albany Comedy on Instagram and Facebook, and it'll show you where the open mics are, and you can come through and try it. Sign up for the competition next year. You already have people voting for you to get nominated.
I do. I might be able to get the votes, but you also have to be really, really good. I don't know. I'm scared.
Well, you don't have to be really, really good, my friend. You can just follow your heart. We got a lot of comics that do.
Well, because I'm a performer, I've got a band, and I've been on stage a lot. And then you got your set, and you stick to it. I imagine it's pretty similar. Thing is, though, when a band hits a sour note, or maybe I fluff up a lyric or something, you still get a room full of applause. Where if your jokes aren't going where they're supposed to go. And a lot of times, I would imagine it's the audience's fault and not the comedian's fault, right? Because there are people on tour, like say they were in Cleveland last night and they killed, and then they come to New York and they do the same jokes. And the audience just isn't into it. It's kind of the audience's fault, right?
I think that there is a little bit you can't control of what people are going to like resonate with, but I think as a comedian, it's kind of your responsibility to suss out the audience through the process of your set to see like what they're reacting to and what they're open to, and maybe like don't tell one joke because the beginner joke to that didn't hit. So you're like, well, if it didn't hit this, then I'm not gonna go down this route. So let me pivot and we'll do like this material based on like what people are doing, which I think is where crowd work can come in handy, because then you're getting to know people, you're asking questions, people are a little bit, they're more engaged. And so I think that helps.
It's comedy 101 though. Always blame the audience.
Yes.
It's never your fault. It's never your fault. Never acknowledge you're not funny.
Yeah.
I
Never admit defeat.
I'm preparing
Just
for
dig
this.
in
So
deep.
you're ready. That's your first lesson.
I'm
That's
prepared
true.
for this.
Honestly,
Just always
yeah.
blame the audience.
Well, yeah, it is their fault, right? Now, I know with comedy these days, I'm under the assumption like nobody should be off limits, right? But, then everybody's risking like getting canceled and stuff. What are your feelings on that?
Well,
What are your feelings on that, Ryan?
it's funny you should ask. My humor is pretty dark, I would say. Skews that way for sure. I think the problem is if you're telling a joke and you're getting canceled or whatever, that means your joke wasn't very good. You can get away with a lot more if your joke is structured well. There's a clear punchline. You can get away with a lot if it's a good joke. If it's a poor joke, it's a lot less leeway for that. So,
Yeah.
but I think to me being on stage is almost like a performance in a movie. People even used to call it like your act. They used to call it your act, right? So to me it's like you're doing a performance, and people really shouldn't believe what you're doing on stage is a reflection of you necessarily, or is a true thing. So like you would never blame somebody who played Hitler in a movie as being Hitler.
Right.
To me, you should be looking at comedy in the same way. It's just an act.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of comics who will go into that material thinking it's like the shock factor, and they're trying to get that shock factor, but might not understand the nuances of that situation because they might be within certain demographics that might not have had to actually interact with those systems in an oppressive way, where the jokes, it's like, for me, I guess I'm a little more woke. I think that there are things that we don't need to talk about. I think if you can manage to do a joke really well and it like isn't a spicy, as the kids would say, like territory, then I think like good on you. But I just think it's like, do we really need to go there? Like, is another like, to bring up Hitler, like is another Hitler joke really adding to the comedy discourse? And it's like, for me, it's like, where is the, right? Because comedy is truth. We're laughing at like the recognition of truth. And so what truth are we laughing at in this situation? Where's the power dynamic in this joke? Like, are we laughing at the person, like, is the oppressor the joke here? Are we making fun of them to belittle their power, or are we laughing at the victim of this situation? That's for me where I get a little like, meh, but it's like, I'm not going to tell anybody what they can and cannot say on the stage. They'll find out whether or not that joke is funny by saying it in front of an audience. And there are places you can go with specific audiences who will laugh at that content. And if that's where you want to go for it. Like, that's your choice. But for me, I'm a little bit more like, maybe we don't have to talk about that.
No, that's good points. It's just something I was curious about. But yeah, I guess if the joke lands, then your delivery and the content was where it should have been.
Yeah.
Because no matter who's out in the audience, everyone should be laughing together and not necessarily at someone. Right?
I think so. I don't really think that getting canceled is like, I don't know. I don't think it's a thing, especially when it like comes to like the richer comedians, like the comedians who are more like established. I really don't think like they're getting canceled. I mean, like Louis C.K.'s back out on tour, you know what I mean? Like, so I really don't think it's as big of a deal as people think. I think it's like, okay, maybe your checks went from like 2 million down to like 1 million, but that's like, also those are just the consequences of your actions. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a lot of it, like, I don't think cancel culture is really a thing in comedy the way that people think that it is. And like Ryan said, that it's about the quality of the joke. Like if it's a good joke, then people will like let you get away with it. But if it's just you thinking that you're trying to be funny on this topic because it's like risque and you're like, oh, I'm like a shock comic, then it's like, no, it's not funny.
Well, that's what I used to think about when I listened to the Howard Stern show back in the day when it was at its peak. Because it felt like something big was going on. It was a big show and everybody was talking about it. But then it's like, you can't see boobs over the radio and you're just doing this for your own enjoyment, apparently. Because how does that content resonate over the airwaves? But it's a different sort of thing when you're up there. You got a mic in front of you, and you got an audience. And yeah, I would love to try it. And they say open mics are where to go to. I've been at a lot of open mics in the past for like music and stuff, and most people are there to support their friend, you know, who's playing a guitar that night, or, you know, so and so's, you know, doing whatever, reading a poem, and then, you know, maybe you're there for the comedy. But man, if they're not all feeling it, or if it's not a packed room, man, it's got to really hurt. Like just saying a joke. It's like, did you even realize I told a joke? You know what I mean? Actually, so I was hosting this award show, and I was doing all this material kind of like that was just popping into my head. And I got like tremendous responses. And there was actually an award-winning comedian at this award show who was also doing some hosting. And I thought I like crushed it, like even more than that comedian. So I was like, oh, that was a really good feeling. So then I was hosting this other award show like a few weeks later. So now I'm actually putting material together. And like, it was just flopping out there. I was like, they don't even know I'm telling jokes. I don't know. It's something. But again, I respect it so much. And I don't know. I imagine it's got to be tough sometimes.
Oh, it's definitely tough. It hurts when you put something out there and then it's just kind of like crickets, you know? Or honestly, sometimes what gets me is like I'll do a joke or I'll like lead up to a joke and somebody will laugh at the thing that isn't the punchline. And I'm like, I'm not even there yet.
Right.
Like I guess I shouldn't be mad because they're laughing and you want that, but I'm like, just let me finish the joke and then.
It's like premature laughs. That's
That's okay.
Something like that. Yeah. So, if you could remind us again about the dates that we have coming up, and also you got different venues involved in this as well.
Yeah, so this year there's two venues. The Tuesday nights are at September's 2 Tavern on Central Avenue in Albany, and the Wednesday night shows are at the Van Dyke Music Club on Union Street in Schenectady. All the shows, doors are at 6, they start at 7. Our first one is a week from today. It's September 9th. And then it's the September 16th, September 17th, 23rd to 24th, September 30th, October 1st, and then the finals on October 8th.
And all tickets are available for sale at www.CapitalRegionsFunniestComic.com.
Awesome. Anything else that you'd like to say to people, or you want to maybe try to make them laugh?
No, it's fine if they don't laugh because we'll just blame the audience.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
It's your fault.
it's not. Not me, it's you.
It's definitely you.
I mean, they just didn't get the joke.
No.
Didn't get it.
No. We've been dropping jokes this whole time.
Didn't get it.
Right over your head. Way over your head. Well, that's what happens when you're intelligent and you guys aren't. But
Yeah.
you should be.
It'll be a good time though. It was a lot of fun last year. I think that it really did a lot to kind of bring people in the scene together because people were going and they were watching other people.
Mhm.
And there was definitely like a very real shift in attitude in the scene before and after the show last year. And it just kind of felt like we were all kind of a little bit more in this together. And
Yeah.
so it's just nice to see the different styles of people and that setup. And so there's something for everybody.
Excellent. And I would love to see the comedy scene grow here.
Mm-hmm.
And that it needs to. We got such that big, vibrant music scene that everybody talks about, but let's break it up a little bit. And honestly, I mean, part of this job is I have to talk to musicians all the time, and it's getting tiresome.
Well, we'll come back and we'll talk anytime.
Awesome.
Anything you want.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much.